There are plenty of exercises to develop magnetic gaze, and much have been said about it. Yet, we haven't yet explained the simple mechanics of it. That's what this video is for, to understand what's behind the magnetic gaze. How does it work? The magnetic gaze works by joining 4 different training components: eye training, energy training, will training, and mind training. They are all inherent part of a magnetic gaze, and it cannot work without any of these parts. On this first video, we're discussing the several magnetic gaze components, and on the next, how do they all work together. So let's go over them one by one. The first component of the magnetic gaze is, as you can expect, the eye training. Your eye awareness increases tenfold with this component. Until now, probably you never really thought that much about your eyes. As long as they allow you to see the world, all is good. But there's much more that can be done with them. You'll need to develop several different gaze types, like the fixed gaze, the peripheral gaze, the fire gaze, the relaxed gaze, among many others. With a tried and tested training program with eye exercises, you are able to increase the range of expression of your eyes, training the surrounding muscles and bringing more energy to them. By training these different gaze types, you develop an ability to use your eyes in different ways than just looking at things. For example, with the fire gaze, you bring that sparkling emotional glow to the eyes that can get you much more compliments with them. With the power gaze, you develop the strong and non-verbal eye power, where you can just look at someone and the other person just know that you mean business. With the eagle eye, you develop the same kind of eye training that the spies do to be able to notice and register in their brain many different items of information with a single glance. This kind of training is not taught elsewhere, only in this particular system. By developing all these types of gaze, you are getting an eye workout, pumping them up with more energy and exercising the surrounding muscles to give you this brand new set of eyes. The next magnetic gaze component is the energy. Developing certain gaze types and your eye muscles in general is a good training and affects your gaze just by doing this alone. Yet, it's not enough. You also need an overall energy development to power up your gaze. If there is no energy behind the gaze, you may try to project and influence other people, but you won't be strong enough for that. You'll be shooting blanks. Think about the energy as the necessary fuel to get the car moving. You start with the development of the necessary tension energy and the magnetism, then you move along with awareness of deeper types of energy for more advanced applications of the gaze. If this seems like a foreign concept for you, please watch the free video titled Concept of Energy in Charisma School. It explains the source of all these types of energy. The will is the least understood concept of a magnetic gaze and often is neglected. Everyone trains the eyes and the energy, yet most people think they already have all the willpower in the world. Which may be true, but the point here is not only to develop the power of the will, but to develop a true connection with your will, which is the center of your humanity and the source of all our intentions and projections. In this practice, which goes beyond the usual practices of willpower, of counting matches or counting cards slowly and steady, it's a much deeper and more appropriate to the magnetic gaze than we are teaching. The development of the connection with our will is fundamental for the magnetic gaze, since it forces you to connect with your true source in a way that makes you start taking responsibility for your actions, knowing what you truly want, and develop a sense of grounding and power. No mere practice of willpower development per se, it exists forever. It's fully developed on itself. The will, you cannot train it. It's already fully developed, but practice will develop in us the power to call on that will, which is ours. And finally, we have the mind and also brain training, in where you train several different mind faculties which are required for a good use of the magnetic gaze. Even if you have the energy, gaze, and a good will connection, you still need to have a powerful mind focus for long enough to project your energy and actually use it. If your mind keeps switching from thought to thought and you cannot focus in any single thing for 5 minutes, as you can imagine, projecting and using any kind of energy won't be that easy. I'm sure you can remember the experiences you did as a child with a magnifying glass burning a paper. When the rays of the sun were focused to that one point of the magnifying glass, the fire could be ignited. But when the magnifying glass was moved too far away or too close, the rays were not focused enough and nothing happens. This is the same thing with concentration. It's fixed on one thought or attention point, excluding everything else. By all means, this is not the only mind skill that you must gain in magnetic gaze, but it's certainly one of the most important ones. By training the mind, you're also changing the way you recognize and move in the world. Your mind is the filter upon you perceive reality. By changing this filter, reality will seem different. Just think about it. How different would your life be if you can have a powerful thought power that allows you to focus on one single object for long periods of time with a capacity for working this subject or thought in all possible angles with no distractions? That's the kind of thought power that you gain also with the gaze training. As you've seen, the magnetic gaze is a very comprehensive esoteric and energy training with several components that are already powerful when isolated. So when working in combination for one specific objective, this can create really astonishing results. On the next video, in part 2, we're going to focus on how all these components work together to create the amazing results of magnetic gaze. To start developing your gaze, take a look at the Magnetic Gaze Level 1 Foundations course at magneticgaze.com. See you soon.